Let's begin this video by saying I played quite a few games this year. A lot more than the previous couple years. So that is why this top 5 has been lengthened to a top 7 games I played of 2015. There were so many games that came out that were really, really good, but this list is games that I played. If a game's not on this list that you played, that you enjoyed, but it's not on this list, well, it's my list, not yours. Got it? Got it? Good. Let's jump into it, shall we? On the 7 slot is Heroes of the Storm. Now, that game is... that's just wonderful salt drilling fuel that burrows my brain out so well. Oh, I enjoy that game. I don't play MMOs. And being that I play Hearthstone, no, not Hearthstone, Heroes, you know, I know why I don't play any other MMOs. They're much more A, confusing, and B, their community is a lot more toxic. But, you know, for the general spec of Heroes of the Storm and how much I enjoy it, you know what, I'm actually pretty okay with that game. And playing it, not how it is, but, you know, I really like the game. Even though it is a pain in my ass most of the time. When I'm good, I'm great. And that's all I can really say about the game. I play the game. Sure, it makes me mad and really frustrated about everyone else, but I still have a good time playing it, and that's really all that matters. And, you know, fuck, Blizzard got me. It got me with Hearthstone, now it's gotten me with Heroes, and possibly next year it's got me with Overwatch. We'll see for that. But yeah, no, I really enjoy Heroes of the Storm. That's why it's number 7. On the number 6 slot is... well, I haven't finished the game. Usually I like saying, you know, let's put I like putting finished games that I've played, I finished, on my top lists. But I've played this one for so long, you know, I already know the feelings of what I have on this. And since the Enhanced Edition came out this year, I'm putting the number 6 slot for Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. It is a better version of Original Sin. Thank goodness there's actually, you know, crafting information in that game. There's cool new things, there's more story, and if you haven't been watching for the past 2 years... look, I wouldn't still be playing the game if it was shit. For this amount of time. Okay, maybe I would still be playing it, but this long of a game for it being shit? No. I would have stopped. I would have been like, no, fuck, we're done. No, I really enjoy that game. And I have to think my way through things. Even though, you know, right now I'm kind of at a standstill of getting XP and, you know, not progressing very much. I still love the game. I still love playing as Molly and Polly and everybody's ragtag twins. It's great. I love it. And you know what? If you're gonna play Original Sin, you get the Enhanced Edition. It's so much better. When I was replaying through the Enhanced Edition to where I was in Original Sin, when I was streaming it, because I have it all streamed and highlighted on my Twitch channel, a few people popped in, and we had some conversations. And I actually think I sold 2 copies of the game to those people. If you're watching this, hi. If you're that one person that said I sounded cute, look at me now. I bet you take back what you said there. And if not, hi. At the number 5 slot is GTA 5. Technically, you know, it came out last year or the year before that, whatever. But the PC version came out this year, so it counts. And oh my god! I love that game. I haven't played in a while. I tend to binge and burn out, and I'm in that burnout period where I haven't played it in a while. But I really should start playing it up again with all the updates it's getting. It's what I wanted. That's the best thing I could say about it. It's what I wanted it to be. I wanted to be in a world where I could just drive and find someplace new, unlike, how I compared it last year to Saints Row 3, where it was, okay, driving, alleyways with tall buildings. Driving, alleyways with tall buildings. It's huge! GTA 5's world is huge! I get to just drive around, and I still haven't seen everything. And the story, I am so fucking happy. I did not spoil myself on that story. Because it is such a joy to play. I love story. I love really good stories. I adore them. In my television, in my games, and maybe in my movies. But Magnifique. It's what I wanted. And that's why it's number 5. Actually, no, the reason it's not higher is because I have a few other games that are a bit better that actually scored higher. But if like, those other games, this would have been like 2. This would have been like the 2 spot if I didn't have other games that were technically, a bit more, interesting to me. While GTA 5 is really good. Really good, and I really love it. These other games that are next, heads and tails. Beautiful. On the 4th slot is a game that's still technically, not technically, it still is in early access, but it's getting so many updates, and hopefully it gets finished soon, and hopefully I get to do my permadeath kind of tweaked game run of it. It's Darkest Dungeon. And that is a unseemly horror of a game that is so good to play. It makes me care about my companions and who I send on missions. I actually care for these characters. I have no emotion. I don't care for things. But I care for these characters I'm putting out to see these eldritch fucking horrors. And the mechanics of how I have to think, okay, if I kill that thing, I have to kill that thing first with that guy, but oh crap, the initiative switched around, and oh crap, he's fucking insane now, oh god, and I don't have enough gold to make sure he's sane again, or he has herpes. Fuck herpes! Although rabies, on the other hand, is actually an okay disease to get. I'm okay with rabies. But yeah, no. The updates that are coming for Darkest Dungeon is, yeah. I'm thinking of another game that it's another dungeon game that I play. But no, Darkest Dungeon. The updates that come out, the things that it does so well, and it's the setting that really gets me into the game. And it's that lovely, wonderfully creepy, docile tone of the announcer that just talks to you. God, he's brilliant. Grade A brilliant there. Gold star. But yeah, Darkest Dungeon, can't wait for that to be finished so I can finally do my permadeath run. And if you're thinking to yourself, it doesn't have a permadeath system, it's progressive and in the characters and stuff. I have figured out a way to make it permadeath. I've figured out a way, and boy, am I going to love sharing it with you. But when that comes out fully, I will. And, what the fuck was that? Okay, but yeah, Darkest Dungeon, number 4. Get it. It's worth the get. On the 3rd lovely, lovely slot is Afterbirth, the Binding of Isaac DLC update. Now, why I'm putting a DLC update in this list is because it got me back into Binding of Isaac again. I have probably spent... Actually, you know what? I can check. I can check right now how many hours I have played of that game. I have spent 196 hours on that game, almost reaching 200 hours. I play a lot of that game. I still haven't beaten a whole bunch of other things, and I just keep playing it because I love, besting it, doing the dailies, fighting Ultra Greed, and the Hush. Holy fuck, the Hush! It's just reinvigorated my love for that game. So that's why it's on the number 3 slot. It has essentially created a brand new game. Again. It's wonderful. And like the enjoyment I get from that game is palpable to, well, a number 3 slot list thing. I just love that game so much. I'm actually probably going to play that game after I'm done with making these videos. Yeah, no, I probably will. On the 2nd slot of my best games this year that I played is technically a sequel. So it's the 2nd on slot 2. Blood Bowl 2, everybody. I love that fucking game. Like I said in my last video, Harry got me on a Warhammer kick. He brought me to a Games Workshop spot, and, we saw the miniatures. We saw a couple games being played. I played one myself with some, demo things, with some demo models. It's a great game. Warhammer is a great franchise and a great world, but it's really fucking expensive. So that's why I'm kind of focusing my attention more onto the video game side of things. If I get more disposable income, I probably will get figures, but I'll probably use them for Blood Bowl. Like actual tabletop Blood Bowl. I want a book. I want a rule book of Blood Bowl. I wonder if they have one. Anyway, but yes, this recently, actually, I think like last month, I got it, and it would be on my top games I didn't play list from yesterday. But since I played it, it's so good. Oh god, it's so good. I play as Skaven. I call them my Darklings, and they're all named after famous mice and rats. Sure, non-originality aside, I love that game. It's just the tactical thing I love. Cause and effect. I have a plan. I'm gonna go down the middle. Fucking make myself go down the middle. Or if something bad happens, okay, well, I'll have them distracted here with the ball. Quick, toss it over there. Yes, he caught it! No double skulls. Runs it home. That game makes me have fun. That is a fun game. That is a genuinely fun, enjoyable game when the dice do not fuck you over. Nuffle. I'm gonna have a terrible game now. Oh, fuck. Never mind, Nuffle. I love you. Praise be to Nuffle. He's always watching. But anyway, Blood Bowl 2 is definitely something to get if you are a strategy fan, if you are a Warhammer fan. It's in Warhammer Fantasy section, even though some people say it's the bad one. It's not. I really like the fantasy aspect. I'm not a space person. What's the word I'm thinking? Sci-fi! I'm not a space sci-fi person. I'm more of a grounded fantasy magic kind of thing with talking animals. That's why I like the Skaven. That and they mutate. But yeah, no. Blood Bowl 2 is definitely something to get if you like strategy, if you like Warhammer, and if you like punching people in the face with a big spiked football. It's football in Warhammer. If Blood Bowl was a real sport, I would watch it. I would endorse the fuck out of it. I wouldn't play it. Oh god, no. I would be killed. But I would love watching it. I might want my own team. No, I love watching it, and it gives me some really good team experiences and team moments. There was one game I'm working on figuring out how to, make a video of it, but there's one game that I had that was just... It was the essence of a good match. Of a terrifyingly good match. Blood Bowl 2 is possibly one of my favorite games of all times. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it's, like, if I had to only have a few games, Blood Bowl 2 would be in my list. And the fact that, now that I have it, and they're saying that I'm getting free teams next year, after February and beyond, I'm getting free teams, because that's great! I'd buy them either way. I mean, like, more disposable income. I'm getting, the other two classes that are out right now, but just more characters. I get the Necros team. I get these skeletons! Fucking skeletons playing football! I've talked a lot about Blood Bowl 2 right now, so let's just move on now. If you let me, I'll keep talking about it. But I have to finish this video. So let's go to the number 1 spot, shall we? Some of you might already have figured out what the number 1 spot goes to. I've said it back when I was Let's Playing it, that this was definitely going on the best games I've played this year's list. And it is. And here it is, Alan Wake on the first slot. That game, that's what I loved about video games. That's why I love the medium of video games a little bit more than I do about television. Because you can create a television show and you just watch it. But if you make a television show in a game... Because basically Alan Wake was a mystery television show that you played. And it was great. It had the dark freakiness that I really like. Just enough not to be scary, but just enough to make me concerned. It had good story. I mean, great story. That's why it's number fucking 1 on the list. And it makes me want more. It makes me want so much more Alan Wake. I wouldn't say it's a perfect game. Far from it. It is janky when you try and do stuff. There is a bit of jank to it. It's not the best controlled, but that could be my computer setup and whatnot. Hopefully, if I ever upgrade HAL, I'll replay it. That's another list entirely. But Alan Wake defied expectations that I had of it being a pretty good shooter, okay story. It was just fucking great. Through the entire Let's Play, I was thinking, okay, no, it's this. No, now it's this and this. It had me thinking what would happen like a good book would. And I don't read books. I mean, I read manga, but that's it. If Alan Wake was a book, if he wrote books, I would read those books. I would read Alan Wake books. Are there Alan Wake books? I have to look that up too. Wow, a lot of things I have to look up. But yeah, Alan Wake. Go play Alan Wake. Go get Alan Wake. Alan Wake is an older game, but it's a fantastic game. And the fact that there's hints and possible nudge winks to an Alan Wake 2. Well, I know what I'm playing when that comes out. That's gonna be on the channel. I guarantee it. That's a fucking... I want to play that so fucking much. That, my friends, has been the top 7 games I played of 2015. Possibly some of them were the top games of 2015 entirely, but that's my own opinion. But yeah, no. As a recap here, number 7, Heroes of the Storm. Great game. Makes me angry, but I don't fucking care. Number 6, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. Long title. Great game. If it wasn't, I would be done with it. Number 5 is GTA 5. I really gotta continue playing that game, but God, even though I haven't finished it, it deserves this spot on the list. Yeah. Number 4 is Darkest Dungeon. When that is done, you will have a wonderful treat for you. Keep an eye on that. Number 3 is Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I'm also working on the permadeath for that. I still have a few things to get finished, but other than that, when I've gotten enough enough follow through in that game. There's going to be some more videos on that. Number 2 is Blood Bowl 2. I'm really enjoying that game. It is probably one of my favorite games ever. And the more that comes out for it, the more I will play it, and the more I might put on my channel or do some streaming for it. I love that game. And then finally, on the number 1 spot is Alan Wake. It's a brilliant game. If you haven't played it, or you haven't watched me, I'm going to say this right now. Don't watch me play it. Go play the game. Then watch me play it. Because, I still need your views. But yeah, no. Alan Wake was number 1. Number 1 this year. Can't top it this year. Really can't. Blood Bowl comes close, but fuck, the experience I had when playing that game for the channel was number 1. It was just simply the best. It was so good. So good. So good. Stop it. Okay, so yeah, that has been my top 7 games that I played of 2015. Hopefully you agree with me, and if you don't, go suck it. We all have our opinions, don't do that. But still, I really enjoyed this year. Hopefully next year I get to play some more really good games. If I don't, well, fuck. But this year was very good, and hopefully next year it's even better. I mean, I don't know how I can top Alan Wake. Alan Wake 2, maybe, but I don't know how I can top this list this year. I really don't know. But let's see if we can try, shall we?